Hey, Nabi. Oh, yeah.
Trying to lock the controls.
Okay, yeah.
How does the seatbelt work? Soviet seatbelts. Normally hit this hatch release right here.
Okay.
It just goes on little fingers that disengage some locks, and the hatch comes down.
Okay.
We have a hatch out right now. It needed some repairs. There's some cracks that are beginning to develop, just stepping on it so much. But then the hatch comes down, and there's ladders that come down. Just climb up in here and get to the forward compartment in here. You can see the dorsal turret right there. So the dorsal turret would normally have a little harness that would come down back in the war, and that's where the dorsal turret gunner would be. The pilot and co-pilot are right up there, and then down there would be the bombardier, and nose gunner would go through there.
And the entrance for bombardier, how do you get in? Here?
They just crawl through this tunnel.
Okay, we have to go. Okay. Yeah,
It's pretty tight.
okay.
So here we have the bomb bay.
Uh-huh.
There's 12 stations in the bomb bay
Okay.
of the B-25,
Uh-huh.
and they could be electrically dropped with like a bomb release panel the pilot and the bombardier would have. You carry over 3,000 pounds of bombs in here. I think 4,000, but normally it would be like 3,000. The bomb bay doors are open and closed hydraulically. You have the actuator right in here, and you have the rack right there. And there's basically a gear in there, and it gets rotated by that rack. The reason why the bomb bays are always open on the ground in the B-25 is because when the bomb bay doors are closed, all that's holding them closed is hydraulic pressure. So when the engines are shut down, the bomb bay doors just kind of sag open. But when the doors are all the way open, the way this rotates is it kind of like when the doors are closed, it's like this. When they open, it kind of like over rotates.
Okay.
So if you actually push on the doors, you can see it like kind of try to rotate.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
So
I
when
see
the
it.
doors close, this will rotate this way.
Okay.
So basically, with the doors open, even with no hydraulic pressure, they just stay open. It's just kind of cool. And then you have all these hydraulic lines.
Yes, most of the lines are hydraulic. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not the electric.
There's these cables right here.
There's cables.
These are flight
Oh,
control
control,
cables.
yeah. And that is?
This right here, this is the fuel boost pump
Okay.
for the
I see.
forward main fuel tank.
Okay.
So there's 184 gallons in there.
Yeah.
And the rear main fuel tank is back there.
Yeah.
That has 150 gallons. And basically it's a fuel pump, and it supplements the engine-driven fuel pump. There's a fuel pump on the engine. But just basically the rear main flows into the forward main, and there's like a check valve.
Okay.
So that
Oh, check it out, yeah.
yeah. So the front main can't flow into the rear main, and then all of that flows into the transfer fuel line,
Nice.
and then that goes to the fuel shutoff line, and then it goes up to the leading edge, and it goes to the fuel strainer, which goes to the engine fuel pump, and then the carburetor, I think.
So holds about 3,000 to 4,000 pounds of bomb.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Oh, okay. This is a lot.
and 974 gallons of fuel
Yeah. Okay.
total. And those right up there, those are the float.
Yeah.
They measure the fuel level in the fuel tanks. There's just like cork floats on them. This is the emergency brake hydraulic accumulator.
Uh-huh.
So if you lose your main brake system, you still have the emergency brake
Oh, wow.
system. And this basically stores that brake pressure, or it stores hydraulic energy. There's like a little air spring in there, and like it compresses the air. And so even if you lose all your hydraulics, you can still do like one application of brakes, and this will release that energy. And this is the valve for the brakes. And then from here it goes onto the wheels.
These are all original, right? I mean, most of them now modified.
I think early B-25s didn't have this. There was like a pneumatic system instead,
Oh,
but this is a
okay.
lot better because you can control it.
What year this one built in? You have a year 1930 something.
When was this first designed?
Yeah. I mean, this one. So.
Oh, this one was built in 1945.
45.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty late. Yeah.
And there's actually a lock on it. I've got my
Wow.
keys.
Okay, you got key. Wow.
I've got a B-25 on
Wow.
the keys.
Cool.
So anyway,
Especially.
it locks just like that.
I see.
And you can't do it. But so let's go ahead and kind of gummed up here. That's good. There we go. And then so to do that, you push this,
Oh, wow.
and it just comes right down. Steps